Yo, yo, yo. We are here. Guys, we're doing these Noche UFC predictions tonight, and we have a special guest on the stream tonight, all right? I got to get him invited over here, but we have a special guest on the stream. Some of you guys may be familiar with him. Scotty Kelly says, let's go. You know the vibes. That's what I'm talking about. What would you do if you and Gaethje were in a cell and he wanted it? I'd point to the I'd point to the center of the octagon. That's what I'd do. All right, hold on, guys. I gotta get this boy Frankie invited over here. You know what I'm saying? Let me send him the link on Discord. I said, hey, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change what you done to me. How many of you guys in the chat are familiar with Fight Night Frankie, a.k.a. Bad MMA Math? I said, hey, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change what you've done to me. You dig what I'm saying? Guys, you know what? I was honestly pretty bummed for a while about how UFC Noche was panning out. And you know what? This fight week, I'm actually pretty chilling with it. I'm like, you know what? No, this is going to be a good event. Even though I've made videos hating on it, now that it's a day away, I'm actually pretty excited. I am actually pretty excited. But what if it was John Jones instead of Gaethje? Good question. I'd tell him that I'm a USADA agent and he'd go hide, you know. Shit. What'd you say, bro? Hold on. Where the homie Taco out? You Taco at? Oh, Rocco Taco? What do you mean? You ditched both of us. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Noche UFC picks with Bad MMA Math tonight. You're freaking punching that goddamn keyboard, bro. Shit. All right, let's see. God, such a long name. Rocco Taco, he's here. He'll be here soon. Oh, yeah, bro. I'm dealing with a new streaming software, and it's actually like kind of hard. Like I learned about it from Bad MMA Math. He's about to hop on the stream, but I'm telling you, he might think I'm dumb for not knowing how to get this shit going, but I got to figure it out now. But that's why I like started the stream like 3 times, and then I went and looked at my YouTube, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm actually live right now. I got to delete that. I did not have my tech squared away." Let's see. Hold on now. What are we doing? I got to change my thing to red, bro. It's the Fight Society red. I'm over here letting it be blue. You dig. You dig. All right, guys, wait. Be right back. We back. Ryan Garcia is not fighting tomorrow. What are you talking about? You were present for your 15-second stream. My bad, dude. My bad. I know. See, that's the thing sometimes is like you have to connect your accounts to things like my YouTube and stuff. I have to like connect it to this software to get it to work. And when you don't know it, you know, you're running a little bit of a risk of that shit going off and being like, oh, you're live right now. Might be. How's everyone feeling though? It's Friday, man. End of the week. This dude Frankie's in the UK. I had to hustle. I was like, man, this dude's hopping on late for me. I gotta at least semi accommodate him because I got off work like literally 30 minutes ago. I hustled home. I was like, let's hop on. You know the vibes. My order from Jackson has shipped. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Rampage. It's Friday, man. Yeah, that's the vibes. Rocco Taco's back in the chat. Let's go. All righty. All righty. Vibes. All right, guys. And we got Fight Night Frankie from Bad MMA Math hopping on the stream as well. He'll be on in just a moment. Did you guys watch the press conference? Man, that brand Jackson is damn expensive. Oh no, it's a jewelry brand. I got a chain. Do they sell clothes too? Oh shit, I don't know nothing about nothing, I guess. Oh wait, no. Yeah. No, it's jewelry. Jewelry. It's not like a chain. It's not like some crazy chain. It's like $100. I just thought it was sick. You know the vibes. Out here being materialistic. You know what I'm saying? Dude, I'm telling you, the press conference was absolute dog shit. I turned it off. What's going on, you Mara? Not much, dude. We got a Fight Night Frankie from Bad MMA Math gonna hop into the stream in a little bit. And yeah, man, I'm excited. You know, I was really, really hating on Noche UFC. I made freaking 10, like 15 videos about how this event's not going to come through. But now that it's here, I'm definitely like, yo, I'm ready. This is going to be fun. I'm ready to see Merab get slept. Hold on, I got to wipe off my camera. There we go. Much better. Dana got to stop these 20-minute press conferences. Okay, here's the thing, man. Like, I hear you about that, but also sometimes it's dead. And they're probably like, yo, wrap it up. Because they have like a production team, they have a director, you know? Like, I know it seems like, yeah, they sit down, they answer questions, but there's actually like a director that goes, all right, fucking wrap it up, let's go. Last question, bucko. Because I'm not even gonna lie. I was watching that shit and I was very disappointed in most of that press conference. I was watching this and I was like, fuck, this is really boring, you know? I saw Sean O'Malley called Merab retarded though. I thought that shit, I didn't think that was during the press conference though. That shit was mad funny because Mr. Toad. What are you saying here, Briver? What are you saying here, Brever? Something about it being dead. Oh, the press conference sucked. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so that's what I was saying was with the press conferences, you know, they have like a director and stuff. So if like Dana has someone in his ear that they're like, yo, this sucks, then he's gonna be like, all right, fine, last question. You know what I'm saying? But fuck. All right, let me get my channel and shit organized. You know what I'm saying? Dang, Nate Clark too. Oh, dang, we got the boys in the chat, man. Let's go. Good stuff. Apparently Chandler's done waiting for McGregor. He's now a 38-year-old who relied purely on athleticism. So he's probably fucked in his next fight. True. You are right about that, my friend. Chandler is kind of a bozo, dude. Chandler is an idiot for not fighting since 2022. Frankie's coming. Don't worry. It's all worked out, brother. Rest assured, my man. Rest assured. Yo, does Twitter have like a oh no, people just reply in the comments? There's no like chat on Twitter? Damn. Shit, boy. Tea time. Yeah, look at this shit like I come for the Ritz. You saw that Sean was saying he was more Mexican than Merab because he banged a Latina, bro. I was like, WTF. I think Sean O'Malley's actually partially Mexican, I think he actually has the Mexican flag on his on like his belt. How do I let this dude in? Frankie, one sec. I'm trying to figure it out. Oh, there we go. Hey.
No worries, bro. How are we doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Hang on a second. I'm just going to change. I'm really good. Sorry I was a bit late there. You know, it's the trouble with having a little nipper around the house. But
I got you.
How are you?
I'm good, dude. I'm good. I got off work and hustled home. And bro, I was telling the chat, you might think I'm dumb for this, but I was having a hard time figuring out Restream.
What? I'm very new to the whole thing as well. So I usually have somebody that can bail me out when I have little technical difficulties. So I understand what you're going through.
Oh yeah, like I went live on my channel like 3 times when I didn't mean to. So some of the chat was popping in for these like made up 15-second streams. And I was over here trying to figure out my mic and all that. But we're good now. We're here.
It's great to be here. I really appreciate you having me on.
Of course, man. Thank you for being on. You know, you're actually you're only the second like MMA content creator that I've had any sort of communication with. The only other one is actually from when I was fighting. This guy Fight Wave, he interviewed like Drickus a few weeks ago and stuff, but he's mostly on Instagram. But I met him when I was a fighter. He posted something like, hey, Southern California amateur fighters, if any of you guys want to work, like do some sort of vlog or something. And so I hit him up because one of my teammates was in the UFC at the time. And then we ended up just keeping the relationship. So you're my actual first internet YouTuber connection. You know the vibes?
Oh yeah, no. So it's one aspect of being on YouTube that I've been really fortunate to kind of flourish from in the last sort of 3 to 6 months. You know, the one aspect has been getting in touch with loads of other different creators, and you were one of the channels that obviously popped up. And like I said, when I'm a fan of what somebody's doing, first point of contact is to reach out and see if I can trick them into doing some work for me on my channel. So,
well, it's been a pleasure, and you know, especially it was my chat that told me who you were. They were like, "Yo, check out Bad MMA Math," and so I went and checked you out. Somebody linked your thing in my chat.
I can't imagine nice things were said. I usually get I mean, you can see what's happening in the chat right now. We're getting a lot of scallywags and tea
Love
and
it, Pete.
crumpets and the old B man up in there as well. So
That's right.
you get a lot of mixed I get a lot of mixed references, but generally, like I said, the community that we're cultivating is incredible, and it's one of the starting out. It was something, if I could have got 5, 6, 7 people to come up in a chat, I'd have been over the moon. So to have like so many creators that are involved and have so many people that come and regularly watch the live alongs, I can't tell you how much it means to me on a day-to-day basis, man.
Hell yeah, man. That's the thing too, is like YouTube, it's weird because it feels in a way, it feels like lonely at times because you're just standing in front of a camera. And then when you actually interact with the chat, you're like, oh no, there's a lot of people out here that at least I'm trying to serve with entertaining content, you know?
Yeah, and I think like I've given up. I gave up on trying to be entertaining within the first 5 minutes. I'm just like I'm gonna be my degenerate self, and if they like it, they'll hang around. If they hate it, they'll talk mad smack about me and tear me down, and I'll take both with equal relish. And that's how I've approached the whole thing, and it seems to be working out so far.
Fantastic, bro. Yeah. Well, should we get into Noche UFC, my man?
I'm dreading this, but let's go.
What
I
do
don't want to sound. I don't want to say I'm overly enthusiastic, but we'll see. We'll see. I've got a lot to say.
Yeah, same here. It's funny. I was just telling the chat before you hopped on that for a minute, like for probably the last 3 weeks, I made so many videos being like, the ticket sales are flopping, the card sucks. But now that it's here, I think it's just specifically because of the main event. I'm actually pretty excited to see how the whole thing turns out. It's still disgraceful that Odie Osborne and that other guy are on the main card, especially when you consider how big the event is. Like, it should have been an Alex Pereira or Connor main event, but we're here now. So I think I'm
Yeah.
just like kind of going through the stages of of acceptance with the way cards are getting booked now.
Yeah. I think I'm like that with you. Sound like an honorary Brit the way you go off sometimes. It's wonderful. We
Oh,
love to
thank you.
complain around here. But no, like I said, I do my fair share of complaining, but now that the card's here, I'm fully on board, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes down. I'm sure one way or another, it's going to be worth watching.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I saw Chael it's Chael, so there's like, take it with a grain of salt, but he was saying that people would have to sign NDAs and give up their phones when they come in, which I don't know. But anyways, I was
Chael
going
is
to go.
Yeah, you mentioned, because I hit you up a couple of days ago, because obviously I'm planning on doing a watch along on the day.
Yeah.
And I figured because we obviously hadn't booked doing this at the time.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you were gonna go, and I was like, that's very brave of you, sir. You must be a very wealthy individual to be pulling that off.
What it really was okay. So I've been to a bunch of like amateur events and regional events just from like when I was competing and stuff, and like going to see teammates, but I've never been to a UFC event. And when I saw the tickets were like kind of just jumping or going off of a cliff with the prices, I was sitting there one day, they were like $400. I was like, oh, I'm about to get my chummy little hands on them. And so I told my brother, I have a twin brother, I was like, let's wait like 2 more days. If they get down to like $300, we'll call it and we'll go. And then a couple days went by, I looked and they were like right back up to like $800-900. And I was like, yeah, I can't swing this,
Yeah, it's a bit. It definitely feels like a little bit of a risk at this point. I mean, I have a fellow creator that I work with by the name of Brutally Honest. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he went spur of the moment, like last minute. He got a job at the start of the week, and then basically shot off to Vegas and told his new bosses that I don't think I can start now, kind of thing. So my buddy Dana comes first.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think he went over there without any tickets and stuff. I'm not sure how it's working out for him at this point, but
yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't go, Vegas is still a fun place to be. Like, just especially there's the Canelo fight and stuff. It'll be popping in Vegas.
Yeah, it sounds like a great weekend to be there. So I'm sure he'll have a great time regardless.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's see. Let's get into these fights, huh?
Let's go for it.
First fight of the night, we got. Oh, and also, first off, I want to thank you for being on the channel, man. I really appreciate being able to collaborate with you, and I appreciate that we have some similar chat members as well. I see when I watch your stream, sometimes I see some of my chat members in there. It fires me up. Good to see the boys getting around. You know.
Yeah, I can see Rocco in here. I can see obviously Westy's always turning up at the right time to give me a hard time. So yeah, it's good seeing the boys around. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Wait, did you see this right here? We got David Banner right here. I'll put it on the screen. He's saying, did you guys see the funny business on the scales? O'Malley's scale never settled. Let me take a look right
I
here.
haven't had a chance to look at the weigh-ins yet, but it's not the first time we've had a dodgy scale situation.
Of
so
course.
It wouldn't shock me.
You know,
it would not shock me.
I saw pictures of him and I thought that Merab looked like shit, but I didn't think O'Malley looked bad. But I wasn't paying attention to the actual scale. I usually just look at them and see like how sucked out their eyes are and how dry they look.
Yeah.
But let me find this.
You always assume that O'Malley's going to make weight just because, you know, of the way he looks.
Right.
You know, he looks like he could use some weight gain usually when fight night comes. So
yeah, you know, he kind of looks like him at 35 because he looks so like small. It kind of was like Max Holloway-ish where it's like, oh yeah, he could be a lot heavier for a 155er. Like when he fought Gaethje, I remember looking at him and I was like, Max is big, but he could definitely, like if he was an actual lightweight, there probably would have been a lot more weight to cut. Cause I know he wasn't like a fat featherweight, but still just like he was a featherweight. He went right back down to 45. Now he's fighting Topuria. So like, I remember the same way, like actually that kind of makes me think about me wanting to see O'Malley versus Holloway if they both win these fights.
They do have very similar body types, don't they?
Yeah.
It wouldn't look like they wouldn't look ridiculous standing opposite each other.
Right.
Put it that way.
You know, watching this weigh-in video, David Banner, I think this man's right. Let me see I hope this doesn't end up looking too dumb because I'm struggling with restream, but hold on. Let me see if I can get this going.
I very rarely watch the weigh-in these days because it's just not worth it. I just usually get the cliff notes, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Unless there's like a major miss, and then I like to see the shocked look on their face or the haggard look on their faces when I already know what the result is. That's kind of fun for me.
Did you see Dylan Budka looking? They were saying he faked how bad he looked.
He's a pretty good actor if he faked that.
I was saying he looked fucked up.
He looked fucked up. He did. I imagine
here's the weigh-in right here. You tell me, you think that scale's still moving?
Let's have a look. See.
It kind of looks like it's wiggling a little bit. Not to be a Karen about it, but it kind of looks like it's still moving a little bit.
Yeah, a little wobble there. I don't know. I think they do. I think they also weigh in the back as well, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
They do like a weigh on digital scales as well, from what I understand. So I'm pretty sure that whole thing is just ceremonial, you know, and the guy comes out.
Well, yeah, they do that at the hotel, but then they do the other one like a few hours later. And that one's like kind of just for the sake of having face-offs and having the main event like kind of throw front kicks at each other while Dana separates them.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, that's what I was gonna look up too, because I felt like Merab kind of looked like shit.
I mean, as opposed to when?
Other weigh-ins, like I know he usually looks pretty bad, but I guess maybe just compared to O'Malley. Because O'Malley usually has the sunglasses on when he weighs in, which means he's probably really struggling. But let's see, Merab.
Yeah, one of your chat guys mentioned that as well. I think the fact that he can wear sunglasses on the scale and he doesn't have to, you know, go on there with his bollocks out is a pretty good sign. If you've got enough to get the sunglasses on, every ounce counts, I guess.
Yeah, true. Man, dude, that's an ugly motherfucker right there. I'll get him off the screen, but
oh yeah, it really is.
What's that?
Those Georgians aren't the most blessed at the best. I mean, Ilya looks all right. I don't want to get into that. Let's not get into my channel stuff where we're judging males. I don't want to drag you down into the dirt with me. Like, you know.
No, we're here for it, bro. We're here
Let's
for
not
it.
do that. Let's not do that.
Mine is,
I don't want your subscribers to get the wrong impression of me. Mine already know what a degenerate weirdo I am. I don't want to make the wrong impression here.
Oh man, you know what's funny is I just my like closest friend going back to like early, like probably when I was like 10. He makes music. He's like a rapper kind of, and we started a podcast because I was kind of fiending to do some like non-MMA related content.
Yeah.
And so we like just put out the second episode today, and I was watching it last night because I was editing it, and I was like, God dang, this is way less like corporate washed than my MMA channel. Because like I
Yeah.
still, I say some stuff over here, but like I try to keep it like professional-ish because I know that there's like an age group that's like 40 plus that does watch the sport that is like you could tap
Yeah.
into them, but they get butthurt about like cussing and shit,
Yeah, no, I got you. I mean, my prospects of being like a respectable channel went out the first time I went live, and I decided to do a drunk along,
Let's
and
go.
it just went the proverbial tits up, mate. It was an absolute shit show where
Damn.
I but in a funny way. Like I
Uh,
think I gained like a lot of pity followers that night. To put it that way. It was let's tune in every week and see what the next train wreck is going to be like. You know how the internet can be, so
of course, yeah, of course. So if you
worked in
don't
my
mind me
favor.
asking, man, how like what's your as much as you're comfortable sharing on the internet, of course, because we're creators, but like what's
Hmm.
your are you a fan? Do you train? Like what's your martial arts like how'd you get into this? Are you a longtime fan?
Um, yeah, so I trained judo a bit as a kid. I wasn't really too serious about martial arts in general, unless it's little dust ups in the street and whatnot that I'm not going to get too far into. But I'm just more of a I was kind of raised as a boxing fan
Okay.
initially. Like my dad was heavily into it, so I was more into boxing. And I used to think that MMA in the early days was like really barbaric, and I didn't really
Mhm.
want anything to do with it. Ironically enough. And then, yeah, when I reached my teens, I started started learning about people like Anderson Silva, people like that. And I wouldn't say I was a hardcore of the sport at that stage, but obviously UFC wasn't on that much anyway. So it was
Right.
like you catch it whenever, and it wasn't as advertised as it was now or available as it was now. So eventually, I just kind of I'd watch it every now and then when I found out about it, and then it was funny, like when you mentioning Conor McGregor, funnily enough, on the video.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's what really pushed me from being somebody who watches the majority of the cards to then being like, right, I'm in now. I want to know the stories. I'm watching every card. I'm watching other organizations. And that's when I kind of went from being a semi hardcore to being fully in on it. But yeah, that's
Gotcha.
how I started.
Gotcha. So you've been like how many years how old are you like range wise?
I'm turning 40 this year.
40? Dang, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were closer to my age. I'm 26.
I suspected you might be like sort of I was gonna say maybe because you come across quite mature in your content. I was gonna you look early 20s, but I'd say because of the way that your content is presented, I would have guessed mid 20s as well. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so
an
it's
old
kind
geezer.
yeah. um See, like for me, the reason I mentioned like Connor as the reason I got into the sport was because for me, I mean, like I did Taekwondo as a kid and it wasn't like anything serious. It was just like some shit for my parents to drop me off at after school. And
I know them ones.
and but I played baseball my whole life, like through college. And then um after college, I was like in this kind of in between where I wasn't sure if I wanted to pursue professional baseball. I don't even know if I could have gotten signed, but like try at least,
Mm,
or, go into my like adult life, get a job and all that. And so I ended up hanging up the cleats for baseball. And then from that, like right around that time, I had a couple of friends that were training at my gym that I go to now. And they were like, showing me fights and all that. So I just started watching it. And this is crazy because I make MMA content. Like the very first live um pay-per-view or like the event that I watched that I can remember was Khabib Gaethje, which is not that long ago.
wow, yeah, that's really it's what that must be what 5 6 years maybe
Maybe
something like
not
that.
even that. Let me see. It was like, let me see, Khabib Gaethje. I want to say it was late 2020 because I feel like January 2021 was when Connor got knocked out by Dustin,
That
and then
sounds
they
about right. It may be about 4 years. Yeah, your chat is
Yeah.
hilarious, by the way. I'm struggling to concentrate with some of the stuff they're coming up with.
Oh, I've had to. I
I'm
keep
kind of
closing
side
out of it.
glancing them, but I'm like, damn, these guys are exactly like the guys in my chat. It's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we are MMA fans. You know, it's very on brand for
We're all
us.
scum.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so then I started at that time. I was like, I'm going to go to this gym because, so the gym that I go to, I've already talked about it and stuff. So I'm like cool with like, you know, saying my gym and stuff. But, so my gym is called Dynamics MMA. It's in LA area. And I found out about it. My friends were going there, but you know, Rico Verhoeven, the kickboxer.
Yes, I do. Yeah, the Dutch guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So my head coach is his like former training partner and teammate, Anthony Hardonk. He was a UFC heavyweight. So he owns the gym. And I was watching Rico on Joe Rogan, and they were like, and this was back when I think Rogan was still doing his podcast in LA, not Texas. And he was like, oh, I'm getting some rounds in with Anthony Hardonk at Dynamics. And I had a couple of friends that were already training there. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm trying to be a fighter. I'm signing up today. Like I literally called them and signed up. And then,
That is wild.
yeah. So, and then like I went super hard on it where I was like working a 9-to-5 job and then training like 6 to like 10 every night. And I competed for like probably 2 years, like jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing. And then after a while, I was like, yo, cutting weight and getting hurt while having a 9-to-5 job is like a bit much. So, and I started making content along the way. So I was like, I can still be involved in the sport, train a lot, and just avoid the whole brain damage side of things, you know?
That's a nice side benefit to have. You know, the old recognizing your kids in 20 years would be a nice, you know, career path for you, I'd assume. Yeah.
Exactly.
It must have been a nice thing to get into, though. And I guess balancing both is you've got to be all in or not at all with fighting. Because if you stumble onto somebody who fully is, brain damage becomes a lot more likely, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Nate Clark says Wyatt using his hairline to pull them cougars off Tinder. Hey, bro, don't go there with me. I've been self-conscious about my hairline.
Giving it to me. Yeah, they've been giving it to me about my time, like my hairline as well. I'm like, I'm 40, bro. I'm doing all right. You know? Come back to me when you're 40. You know what I mean? We'll see how cocky you are then, you sons of bitches.
For real, dude. Like, so like my twin brother, he went to Tijuana and got a hair transplant, like the shit you be seeing like Merab and Joe Pfeiffer get, except they went to Turkey.
Yeah.
And he went and it looks really good. And now like when I see my chat will be like talking about my forehead or something, I'm like, fuck, dude, I'm about to be on the next like flight down to Tijuana.
Turkey's not too far from here as well. So I'm ready. I'm ready to have the conversation when it gets too high up.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm not. It's the one thing, because the thing is, I'm not like you. Yeah, I can't get the facial hair growing too much, so I don't want to be bald on the face and on the top of the head. You know, I don't want to be walking around like that. So
no, I get you. I get you.
Think about it at some point. Yeah, if I could grow the stone cold, then I'd be all right.
See, my facial hair is kind of forced to be this way because like my brother, he's got a big beard and he and like, cause you know, his is full and stuff. Mine like doesn't connect. It's all patchy on my cheeks and shit. So I was like, porn stash and a little chin dust. That's the life for me. That's all I got, dude.
Yeah. So I just don't bother. I'm just like, you know, shave once every 6 months. I'm good to go. At least I save a lot of money on razors. You know, it's not too bad.
You go. Yeah, there you go. Damn, dude. Let's see what this chat's got going on.
Yeah, shout out to the 1776 guys. They're always giving it to me for being, you know, the British Civil War and all that shit. We're coming back to get you. Don't worry, it ain't over. It ain't over. We're coming back,
dude.
It was an early stoppage of that 1776. That's what I'm gonna say.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah, early stoppage. We're coming back.
Hey, I'm telling you though. Speaking of early stoppage, the way that like I didn't notice it fully until I started seeing MMA YouTubers talk about it, but with like fouls and stoppages, dude. I watch them a lot more closely especially in main events, dude. Like I was thinking about tomorrow, the main event. If Merab gets wobbled, like he's getting stopped early. If O'Malley gets dropped like on his ass or is getting badly fucked up in like a ground and pound, they're letting that shit go for sure.
Oh yeah. O'Malley's going to get every chance he can get to. I imagine the meltdown that we're going to get from Dana is going to be next level if Merab is basically hugging his balls for 25 minutes. There's going to be a meltdown of epic proportions, and
They
part of me wants to see it. I'm not going to
of
lie.
of course, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine, like, you know how Dana looked pissed when Bilal won? I'm just imagining
Devastated.
Merab Dvalishvili leaving the sphere as the champ, dude.
And no, especially not just if Merab knocked him out, I think he could take it. But if he like spends the entire 25 minutes with his head between his legs and does nothing, he's going to be fucking fuming, and it's going to be glorious. It's the only thing that would make me feel better about the whole thing as well, because I don't mind Merab.
uh-huh.
I just want a fun fight. I just want it to be fun.
Yeah, and I think the only way it is fun is if O'Malley just puts one on his chin in the first
Chins
like
him
2
out.
rounds. Yeah. But
That's what I'm hoping for as well.
that's the thing, man, is like there's some guys, and you notice that too, like there's some guys, their approach is very like, I'm a fighter. Gaethje's like that, Poirier's like that. A lot of, even Islam is as skilled as Islam is still in there treating it like a fight. In my opinion, guys like Merab, they're very much like athlete minded. Like they're trying to score points like it's a sport. And I know it is a sport, but there's some guys that treat it like they're in a fight, and some guys that treat it like they're trying to score points in a sporting competition. And when we're like, I can go watch fucking the NBA if I want to watch some guys do that, like be strategic, or like same thing. I played baseball. That shit's so boring. Like I could go watch guys be strategic in baseball. Like in fighting, I like seeing guys at least have like a little bit of dog in them. I'm not saying Merab doesn't because of the cardio, but just from a like willingness to scrap, I feel like it's kind of.
I just want to see idiots trying to kill each other. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
That's
facts. There you go.
what I'm down for.
I was beating around the bush. That's basically it. Yeah.
That's it. No, trust me to put it in the most, like directly idiotic way possible, because I can get in the mud, so
yeah,
it's
facts.
nice and easy to simplify that one. Yeah, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's fun watching technical. It is fun watching technical matchups as well. But the funnest fights I've ever had or I've ever watched have been just wars. That's what I'm coming to see. I just want to see testosterone at its peak. That's what I'm in for.
Yeah, facts. I hear you on that. Like exactly. Like we're here for Hooker Poirier. We're not here for Vettori versus Adesanya.
Precisely.
So first fight of the night, Raul Rosas, not Rojas, Jr. and Orichi Kilang. How do you feel about this fight? I'm taking Raul Rosas like fairly easily.
Yeah, this one's one of the easier ones to pick. There's a few things that I think they're basically trying to give. They're obviously trying to give Raul as good of a layup as possible, I guess.
Facts.
Which is kind of reasonable given, they want the card to which it obviously explains why he's the first fight on the card as well. Twilling is all right. He can crack a little bit, but he's a small dude.
Yeah.
He's very easy to take down. So I think this is going to be an easy night at the office. I could see him getting steamrolled pretty much, and I feel sorry for people that are going for I think a lot of people are going to be betting on Rosas to get a submission to try and boost it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he ground and pounded him or even knocked him down and finished it that way. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But I think Raul Rosas is an easy pick. He's a good parlay fluffer for this one, I think.
And that's honestly how I feel about his fights until he gets like a ranked guy, because like I feel like there's a lot of, obviously, I'm not saying anything groundbreaking here, but there's a lot of bullshit fighters in the UFC, and they can feed those type of guys to Raul Rosas until he's like 22, and then they can go, all right, ranked opponent. They could do this for like 3 more years, which I don't want to see. I'd like to see him actually get because I think he's talented. I think like 2 more wins, 3 more wins, like give him a 15-ish ranked guy, because he is young, so you have to pace it, but.
Definitely slow roll it. There's no need to run. And the guy's a relative star.
Yeah.
This Chiwiwis thing is out of control. So you got to take advantage of that.
Facts.
Yeah. So I think this is going to be an easy one. It's pretty much a layup, and I think it's going to be a very easy night at the office for Mr. Chiwiwis.
I think so too. And you know what's interesting is that next fight right after that, Joshua Van is coming in on short notice. And the fight's a lot better now, or in my opinion. I personally, I like these guys that are like really young, because, you know, being like a 22-year-old fighting like a 31-year-old, that's like kind of crazy. Those are two different types of like men.
Wild,
like, so it's like a much steeper hill to climb. And so like Josh Van, and he's an undersized flyweight. I don't know. I like Josh Van a lot, but I feel like even him just taking a short notice fight against somebody who I relatively don't give a fuck about, still bolstered the card a little bit. I'm still going to hate on it, but you know, it's better.
Yeah, it is. I do think Joshua Van's going to win. I'm with you on that one. I can see it. I actually think Edgar Chairez is being shit on a little bit too much, though. Like, I saw both his fights against, well, obviously the first fight against Lucindo got stopped prematurely when he was clearly winning. And it was like a stoppage that shouldn't have happened. Oh, sorry, it was a stoppage that should have been given. And the guy acted like he didn't tap or whatever it was. So that should have been. And then he ended up starching him in the next fight. I think Edgar Chairez is actually all right. And I think if he's going to have any chance in this fight, he's got to make it. He's got to take it off the feet as much as possible. Because even though he's a decent striker, Joshua Van's very, very crisp, very nice boxer.
Yeah.
I know his last performance was a bit disappointing. But I actually think Charles Johnson's all right. He's not really a guy you want to lose to if you want to go somewhere. But he was winning the fight and just got caught. And it was a good fight. And I like him in this one. I think he'll be a lot more slow, strategic in this one. And I think he'll just box his way to a night. I think I can see it going to a decision as well, and just being him winning 3 pretty clear rounds, just touching him up.
I feel you on that. He did take Tatsuo Taira to a decision. Chairez did.
Yeah.
So that's the thing too.
Which is something to hang your hat on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he did finish top 5 flyweight Alex Perez, as weird as it was. So, I mean, Chairez is above Alex Perez, at least in one regard. So, but like, it's not like a bad fight. But one thing that I wanted to point out, dude, is 10 fights on the card is whack, man.
Yeah, I don't understand the reasoning behind that as well. I'm assuming because of the production value and stuff that they've got to put in, but it's risky.
Yeah, this could be an egg on the face moment. You know, this could be really bad.
And there could be a lot of waiting time in between fights, watching stupid movies that they think are profound and wonderful, and we are just like, this is wank. You're idiots. You've blown money when you should be paying actual poor fighters that need it.
For real.
And then it's just going to end up being, but we'll see. I mean, like, I always go into fight cards with low expectations, and then sometimes I'm surprised, and it's like, you know, we get like a St. Louis and we're all happy. So maybe it will be great. Maybe it will be groundbreaking, like they're saying it's going to be.
I think it'd be crazy to be there, because they're talking about how the seats will like vibrate when guys get punched and stuff like that. But it's probably going to be trash, bro.
Yeah,
that's the thing too. Is I think this is the first sporting event at the Sphere. Like, everything else has been concerts and like movies and stuff. So there might be some sort of like technical difficulties where this looks. There's a chance for something, especially which is a UFC broadcast and they run a tight ship. There is some like potential for a really bad production. You know.
Oh, it would be, but that's the thing. It's like, if it's great, I'm going to be happy. If it's a train wreck, I'm going to laugh. So I'm going to be happy. I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, me too. I have to give you a little bit of background. This guy Nate Clark right here in my chat. So he makes sports and he makes like sports and political content, but he's blind. He's coming out to LA sometime later in this year. He wants to hop on the podcast. Yeah, Nate, DM me on Instagram. We'll make it happen.
I think your chat genuinely believe that this is pre-recorded.
Oh my God, guys, come on! Look, I'm shaking my drink.
We could just say it's not pre-recorded.
Yeah, they do that to me though, because
I'll say that,
bro. I'll look at my phone to like text somebody or something, and they'll be like, "He's not reading the chat. Pre-recorded." Fucking annoying.
Yeah, my chat occasionally have absolute meltdowns when I don't read every single word they say, and it's like, bro, I can't read. Like, so, you know.
It's
what do you want from me?
I got 10 viewers now. Do you not understand? I'm kind of lit.
Do you know the pressure here? You know, I'm kind of the guy now. I'm a big cheese out here. Like, I can't be reading all your like, you know, I've grown now.
Exactly. I know how MMA Guru feels reading his chats.
Oh man, it's well, I don't really go in there that much anymore, but my god, the speed that thing moves at. I'm like, how does he manage to keep up with anything? It's crazy.
I'd assume at this point he has like at least like a couple of moderators, but I don't know. He says it's all himself, so maybe. I just feel like it's such a pain in the ass. Even like running a channel like our size, you know, it's still like kind of a pain in the ass to like go through all the steps, you know, recording, editing, and all these different things. For him to be that size, I don't know. I don't want to say he's lying, but I feel like it's kind of hard to believe that it's an entire one-man operation. But then again, it is like kind
Oh
of.
no, he definitely has some moderators that like do
Okay.
some of the lifting, but I'd say the majority of it is off his own back. He seems like
Gotcha.
he's very dedicated to the craft, like, to be fair to him.
Yeah, that is true, dude. I'll be like, it'll be like 1 a.m. here, and I'll be like on YouTube, and I'll be like, dang, he's live. And then I'll wake
And
up
he's just
and
there.
and then he's there 8 hours later when I'm on my way to work. I'll be like,
Crazy.
all right, I guess I'm watching him
The
again.
thing is though, if you're making a couple of $1,000 a stream, yeah, that might motivate you to get off your butt. You know what I mean?
I'd live on that stream.
I don't
dude.
blame him. You know, yeah. I'd never come off, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's see. We got
See, I think those two are fairly easy.
Yeah, those definitely are easy. Cold Art Maker's asking why don't we just go bald? It's because we're not ready to let go yet, man.
And that's the thing. At my age, this might be my last shot. You know, I might wake up in a few weeks and I'm just covered in hair and it's over. And the option's not there anymore. So you got to take it with both hands.
Does your father have a good head of hair at his age, or is he still around?
Yeah, no, he died when he was like 56, but he had a good fucking head of hair when he went out, mate.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm reasonably. I mean, I'll probably die of a heart attack in like 10 years, but I'll at least look good doing it. So it'll be fine. It'll be all right.
Yeah, see, my parents are like almost 70 now. They're like mid 60s. Not to age them like that, but they both have like full heads of hair, and so I don't know. Maybe I got some sort of recessive trait, you know.
It looks okay to me, bro. Don't let these guys get to you.
True.
They'll take any opening they can get, you know.
True.
I know some of these degenerates.
And we both have CTE. That might be true. No, not that one. This one.
Yeah.
If Merab becomes champ, how would you react? I'd be like kind of happy at how dumb it would be, but as far as like how much hype would be into his next fights, I'd be pretty bummed to see Umar and Merab as the next bantamweight title fight.
Yeah, that wouldn't be. I think like there could be benefits from it. I think like well, Sean would probably just go to another weight class.
Yeah.
So you could still put him in. I don't need him to be in a title fight for him to be in fun fights, but I think given that Merab basically stalled his career and has made no, I heard he's getting 70K for this fight.
No,
I've heard he's getting 70 to show and 70 to win. I'm not even joking.
Forget Ian Gary. That's getting cucked, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's horrendous, isn't it? And it's what I'm saying. Playing second fiddle to his buddy and that, and he's picking up checks like that. I hope he wins in a way. Sean's already made that money.
Put the pride aside and go to the PFL, bro.
This is what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. That's what I heard. I mean, again, it could be. I'd say even if it's more than that, I wouldn't say it's significantly more.
Man, they paid. I know this is like a big card, and he's the main event fighting for a title, but they paid Cejudo like 100K or 90K or something for his fight against Merab. I wouldn't be surprised if Merab gets paid less than Cejudo.
Bro, put it this way, yeah. When when Sean Strickland obviously won the title and then he lost it and then he had to fight, they gave him 110 grand to fight Paulo Costa. So you can imagine getting a $1 million check or whatever it was to fight for the title, and then you're getting downgrade. No wonder he was pissed off. It's the stuff we don't see. I'd be fuming, yeah. No, I wouldn't have done it, but that explains why he's been raging so much.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. Sorry, I didn't mean to zone out. I'm just trying to find something about what paid 8, but oh shit! Now I'm like playing my own stream. See, dude, I'm telling you, I'm struggling with this restream. Might be.
It happens to me all the time.
Let me ask you
Dirt
something.
is making mad cake.
Mad. Oh yeah, Dern's making ridiculous money.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. So I'm from LA, and obviously California people tend to use pot around here. Do people be smoking weed like that in the UK or no?
Yeah, I mean, they do, but it's like really shit, like crappy weed because obviously it's not legal here. Like, I stopped smoking weed when I was about 24
Okay,
because I was
gotcha.
literally brain dead. I was brain dead smoking that shit. Like, I
Yeah,
would have never had a career or anything. I'm one of those guys who, like, as soon as I start smoking, I'm just like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes.
right.
I'm one of
Nah,
those
I hear
guys.
you.
So I just felt that like I was so demotivated on it. It just got to a point where I was like, yeah, basically as soon as I finished university, I was like, yeah, I need to
Chill
quit.
out on this. Ah, gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha.
But
Have you
they
heard?
do smoke it a lot here.
Oh, okay. Have you heard the term California
No, I haven't.
So this is what people do. Like, I think people do it like everywhere now, but people that had like an addiction, like alcohol or pills or something like that, they will like go into recovery, like, Alcoholics Anonymous, rehab, whatever, and they come out and they say that they're sober, but it's California sober, so they still smoke weed. So they're
I
just
mean,
sober off everything but weed.
I would say like out of everything, like 'cause I drink occasionally, as you can probably
Mhm.
tell by the drunk alongs that I occasionally do on stream. It's way
Right.
worse. It is way worse. Like if I didn't have kids, and I mean like plural, if I didn't have multiple kids,
Mhm.
I would like I'd go back to smoking weed.
Okay.
I would. It's just that I wouldn't want to like I can drink in the evening, get a little bit fucked up, and then the next day I'm a bit hungover, but I can go about my business. I can still be a dad. Whereas if I'm stoned out of my marbles, those those kids ain't getting no daddy time. I'll have no shame in it. Like so, it's one of those ones. So yeah, one day when like I said when the kids have grown up a bit, or my last kid has grown up a bit, then I think I might have to get back on that stuff in my
Gotcha.
old age,
Gotcha.
chill out a bit. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm all partial to it, but do some hallucinogenics as well. We'll see how it goes.
Vibes. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I'm down for all that.
So let's see. After that, we got after the Van and Chirez fight, we got Yasmin Haregi and Ketlin Souza. Personally,
This is
I
this is
think
probably the only
Haregi's
fight I
pretty
don't give a
nasty,
shit
dude.
about. Yeah, Haregui is probably the one to pick on this one. I mean, this is the only fight I legit don't care about, but
Right.
it could be a fun scrap. I mean, she can pop a little bit. She's not horrible to look at. That's as far as I'm willing to go on this one. I'm gonna go for Yasmin.
Pretty much, yeah. I was trying to be professional with it, but as soon as you said this is the least I'm excited for, I'm like, yeah, we could cut this one off right here. I'm super excited to see Ignacio Bahamondes though.
I think he's gonna lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get smashed. I like Manuel Torres.
Okay, gotcha.
Uh,
Gotcha.
and Bahamondes, from maybe I've got this wrong here. Is Bahamondes a training partner of Bilal Muhammad? Maybe I've got that wrong.
He is. Yeah. It's
Yes,
at
the
Valley
same
Flow
guy.
Striking, yeah.
Yeah, so the glazing that Bilal did about this man was interesting. He said he's the best striker in the UFC. He goes, "I'm training with the best striker in the UFC." Dot dot dot. Ignacio Bahamondes. I was like, nah, he's not. He's not that guy, bro. That's not the. He seems to struggle a little bit with guys that he should be stomping on.
Fair
Is my
enough.
worry,
Fair enough.
and I
That's
think I think Manuel Torres can crack as well. He's a bit more. He's a bit more vicious.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, and he's also see what I was looking at too was with Bahamondes, his record. He's fought Ludovic Klein and lost. That's not a bad loss at all. But
No,
like
in retrospective, it's not.
no, true, yeah. And but then
Not
like,
that
the
bad. Yeah.
Roosevelt Roberts is his like highlight spinning wheel kick. But like Roosevelt Roberts is a bum, dude.
Yeah, he's an absolute scrub.
And
He is.
then, Christos Yagos, I'm pretty sure he's aging. That's his last win, head
Yeah,
kick KO. Oh, I watched that fight. Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's 34 and he's 34 on the
it's not
prelims,
a bad win. Like Giagos is fairly durable, but like it's not like a oh my god, we're gonna tear up trees type win.
Right.
It's
Right.
not. And he beat Trey Ogden as well.
Right. And then I see
Who's
Manuel Torres beat
decent.
Chris Duncan. That's a good win.
And he beat the brakes out of that man as well. It was vicious. And Chris Duncan looked all right. Like we don't know
Damn.
before that.
Oh yeah, he subbed him in a minute and a half. God damn.
He destroyed him. Yeah. Nicholas Motto's a bit weird. He's got no neck. But apart from that, it was a good win as well. I mean, he looks what I like about this guy is, like I said, he's got a bit of venom to him, and I quite like that in a fighter.
Okay, I got
They
you.
go for the kill. So I feel like Bahamondes might be a little bit more technical, but in the cauldron, I'm going to go for the guy who's going to, go for your heart. And I think I like the look of Manuel Torres, and I think he's an underdog. So
Okay, gotcha. See,
out
that's
of
the thing I was
two,
mentioning about like fighter versus like sport mentality in some ways is I feel like some guys, I feel like Adesanya has gotten like this too, especially that mindset paired with a lot of experience where I feel like Sean Strickland is like this, and that's why his fights can get boring is because they're in there trying to score points for one, but they're also so experienced, like, with guys like an Izzy, they get so like comfortable like in combat essentially to where like
yeah.
they don't feel a sense of danger, like fuck, I got to get this guy out of here. And so like they end up just cruising to like through boring fights because they're playing a sport. And in my opinion, that's kind of how I watch
But that's
Adesanya.
the thing. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from the fighter's perspective, if I can spam the same thing and my opponent doesn't figure it out, and I can get out of there, not hurt, and get paid, I'm doing that all day long.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
give a fuck what the fans think. If I'm getting my money and I'm not getting my brain scrambled, I'm doing that all day long. It's up to my opponent to figure out what I'm doing. It's like when I played Mortal Kombat back in the day and I kept pressing A and B and I kept winning. Like,
Yeah.
that's my opponent's problem that they're not figuring it out.
True. So you're taking Torres in that fight?
I'm taking Torres. Yeah, I think he's gonna smack him out. And Nate Clark, yes, I would, sir.
Would you eat your way out of Norma's triangle?
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's not even a question. I mean, come on. I have to answer that.
Man.
Of course.
There we go. We'll just out him real quick.
And the tea and beans question. Yeah, I eat a lot of tea and I drink a lot of beans. I'm British. Can't help myself.
So what's like a normal like breakfast for you?
Wow. I usually have like I'm a bit bougie these days.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I get the avocado out and the poached eggs. Do a bit of that. I try to, because I'm aging a little bit, so I try to eat as healthy as possible.
Of course.
But occasionally I'll go and get a full English breakfast, and it kind of depends on the mood. But I try to eat light most of the time because a moment on the lips is a lifetime on the hips type thing. So
that's right,
especially at my age.
That's right, man.
Definitely.
Hey, that's what smoking weed will do to you too. It'll have you sliding on some 11 p.m. midnight fast food, and that's how you gain weight, dude.
Yeah, I actually miss those days though. Now that you're mentioning it, it's making me feel wistful.
You're like, kids, get in the car, fast food tonight.
Let's go. Yeah, we're off. Yeah, I do miss that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't know how you guys stay. I don't know how you stay slim. Whenever I go to America, I gain like 2 stone in a couple of weeks because you guys have just got so much variety and so much to eat there. So it's
I do like the meal
probably
prep
for you. It's
services. What's that?
Yeah.
What were you saying though?
Yeah, I was saying like you probably you're probably used to it, so the food there probably isn't that much of a big deal. But when I go over there, I'm like, damn, there's 110 herbs on these fries. What are you talking about? It's like it's crazy. There's Waffle Houses on every corner. It's like you can't help yourself.
Yes, you got McDonald's next to McDonald's, No, but like I definitely have had like phases where I've been like just lazy, where I'm like, I'm not gonna cook and stuff. And when you don't like make it easy is when you make the bad decision. So like that's why I started doing these meal prep services, because I'd be like, oh yeah, like I can slide to Chick-fil-A on the way home and stuff like that. And then, I'm not fighting anymore. I don't train as often. It's a little bit harder, so I gotta actually try to stay in shape.
Yeah. So especially when you're not motivated to do anything, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah, man. Sure. Also like for me, like I'm a big guy. I'm like 6'5", 240. And so for me, like given my frame, if I overeat, I'll put on weight like quick because I'm just a big guy. I could go from 240 to 250 in like a day and a half if I eat crazy,
Good shit. That's
yeah,
wild. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so you'd basically be like I suppose if you were a professionally fighting now, you'd probably be a light heavyweight. Yeah, that's probably what you'd be aiming for.
Yeah, when I was I'm like 240 right now, but when I was competing, I was like 220-ish and like would just bounce down to like 205. And for amateurs, you know, they have like random weights too, like 210, or you'll
Yeah,
sign up for a jiu-jitsu tournament and they have like a 217 pounds weight class. So like I would do stuff like that. But yeah, I was competing at light heavyweight for the most part. I'd be like, I don't have the frame for a heavyweight. I'd have to blob it up. I'd have to go Parker Porter on him if I wanted to be a heavyweight.
yeah, but you get the skill discrepancy, so you probably it might not be the worst idea
True. Let's see.
because obviously the fatter guys get the less good they are, but
Right.
that tends to be the general rule. But
So
yeah.
one of my members says, does MMA Math have his knight and shiny armor and sword with him to go to the pub?
Is this your vision of what Britain is like here? We just all dress up like knights and head off to the local ale house, yeah? Uh, I love that. Do you know what? Yeah, that sounds like I mean, it's not the 1600s, but it sounds like a really good idea. I would love to do that. But
So
no, I don't.
actually, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I cut
No,
you off. My
no,
bad.
go ahead. I was done there. Yeah, I'm glad you cut me off. I was about to say something really silly there. So go ahead.
I was gonna
Save me.
say, given okay, so like, given that you're from another country, what is your like opinion of like California and stuff? Do you think it's like do most people are just like soy? Is that the idea that most people have of California?
Well, not really, because I've been to LA twice, and
Okay,
I almost got shot there the last time I was there.
nice.
So it was like soy is not the word that I would use. I like California. Like I wouldn't say it's like my favorite state, but like it's definitely somewhere where it feels like, I don't know, America feels just like this is going to sound like I hope not too many of my chat members are here. It feels like you guys are our big bros in a way. Everything just feels bigger. It's like when I go home, it's like, oh, we're just kind of shitty, aren't we? It's like we just
Oh,
got
okay.
everything's smaller scale. It's basically very, very similar, but like just smaller
Okay,
scale.
gotcha. Because
Yeah,
people
but I
will
love
hop in my
America.
chat and be like, "You're from California? Are you gay?" and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we don't get that. No, it's not. Again, maybe it's from like personal experiences having been there, but like I don't think Brits have that opinion of Californians in general.
Oh, okay,
We
I got
definitely
you.
see you as more on the softer side of other Americans, but not to the level of like that. No, no, no.
No, yeah, bro, you should
I would
hear.
tell you.
Yeah, you should
I
hear
would
like
tell you if
people
that was
from
the case.
Florida talk about California.
Oh yeah, well we know that Florida's like the Wild West. That's
Yeah,
too far in the other way. So yeah.
I mean, to be honest, man, it's funny because like me and my friends all being like from the LA area, we're like pretty based, and like being MMA fans, you're around a lot of people that are like pretty based, and
Mm.
but then like for example, then like at your gym or at a jujitsu tournament or something, it'll be like oh god, I shouldn't be saying this type of shit online, but
Fuck it.
it'll be some very woke things in LA that we get exposed to,
Yeah,
especially.
we don't tolerate that caper around here anymore.
Oh, okay,
We caught onto that stuff pretty quickly.
bro. See, like
We're a very base nation over here
okay,
now.
good. See, for me, like, bro, I'll be on like, so like my chat knows I used to have a podcast with like an ex-girlfriend of mine and all this stuff, but I'm a single man now. I was in a serious relationship and now I'm not. But so they call me the Tinder King and stuff. If one of my chat
I've
members caught
seen
me
this
swiping on
popping up.
Tinder, yeah, they
I've seen
the
this.
one
Yeah.
I was wearing glasses that didn't have like the non-reflective coating or whatever, and so somebody caught me swiping like while I was streaming, and they and so they started calling me Tinder King. But I was gonna say about this woke shit. There will literally be girls on their profiles that'll be like, let's make sure we're on the same page about Palestine or something like that, I'm like, whew, left on that one. No, thank you, dude.
Yep. Yeah. That's a no go.
Well, because
Yeah,
even
yeah.
like for me,
I'm
I
with
don't
you on that.
like crazy pay attention to politics, but when it gets shoved in your face, it's like, for me at least, it's like an automatic turn off. I'm like, get these opinions up out of here.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm very happy to say that I'm ignorant about most things outside of a few. Like I have my interests, and I'm very much of the age, and we've people on my channel will know this. Like I'm not willing to entertain women. I'm not going to pretend to be something that I'm not. Certainly not with like if I see something that I don't like, I'm not willing to be like, oh, that's really interesting. I'm not that guy. I'm not him. I'm just like, yeah, I've got no time for that. So
That's aura, bro.
I could not give less of a like I said, man. I've been around the block, mate. I'm an old man now. I could not give less of a fuck anymore. Don't care. Yeah.
Are you a single man or a committed man?
No, I've been I've believe it or not, yeah, I've got like old I've got a kid that's nearly your age.
Oh, really? Okay.
So
Gotcha.
my eldest daughter lives in she actually lives in New York now. She's 21.
Oh, wow. Okay. Gotcha.
And yeah, so I've been like I've been with the same person for quite a while. There's been like breaks in it and stuff like that. So I've had other stuff, but like there was a yeah. So I've been in and out of the same relationship for about 20 years,
Okay.
a bit longer.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I hear you. I've been in this, not 20 years, but I've been in the same type of things myself, my
It's like a
friend.
prison sentence. It's a
Exactly.
it's
Exactly.
a I'm
Sometimes you
doing my
violate
bird. I'm
parole. Sometimes they let you visit with family, stuff like that.
precisely. Precisely. Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Rocco Taco was talking about my podcast episode that went up today. Me and my friend were talking about how we had a history teacher in high school. He spent for a 40-minute like class comparing Trump to Hitler, but YouTube's gonna get on us for talking about that.
Yeah, I don't imagine that would be too hard to do. Yeah, cold art's been around. If you come into my chat, yeah, it gets. I know that you're probably somebody who seems quite open as well. Like I've revealed stuff. I'm surprised that somebody hasn't knocked on my door at this point. I've given so much stuff about myself away.
Same.
I'm expecting somebody to just bowl up one day and just be like, "Hey, man, I'm from your chat." To be ringing on my doorbell. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be on
Yeah,
there.
man. Like I've said my gym name and stuff, so at this point I've accepted it. But you know
People
what's
can narrow
funny?
it down.
Some guy, obviously I don't have a huge channel. I have like 1,000 subs, but some kid at my gym, I was rolling with him in jujitsu, and he was kind of new, and I low-key kind of fucked him up because I'm a heavyweight too. So like I could, if I
Mm,
got like a guy that's 170 pounds, it's easy work. And
mm.
afterwards he goes, "Yo, bro, do you make YouTube videos?" And I was like, "Yeah,
That first
why?"
feeling,
And he was
that's
like, "I think I've
it's
seen your
only happened to
channel."
me once.
Oh, okay,
Crazy, innit?
gotcha. Yeah, it
It's
was a
crazy
weird
because you think
moment.
to yourself like, it's weird. It's weird because I guess like, yeah, it happened to me when I was at a Bellator card in Dublin,
Okay,
and there was a guy who was a couple of rows up from me, and he came down and he like was climbing down. I thought he was coming to like because he looked pretty aggressive. I was thinking this guy's I've done something to upset him, and I was by myself.
uh-huh.
He went, are you on the YouTube? I was like, no, bro, no, I'm not. You got the wrong guy. But turned around and it's very flattering to like I suppose when something like that happens and you realize how many you kind of get in more people's spaces than you think you do, despite not
Yeah.
having it's weird.
Like, you ever look at like your impressions on YouTube? Like, even if it's not a view, like, just like the people that came across your stuff, like, you're like, let me see, like, my channel's not huge, but like, I'll look at it and I'll be like, dang, like this month, like fucking 100,000 people at least scrolled past my shit, even if they didn't view it,
Yeah.
Like,
And they might just stumble on your face and then some people are good at remembering faces. But also as well, it's like when I do stuff like the collaboration videos and then I'm on your channel now and I've done stuff with other channels where I'm popping up. Like so even if my channel indirectly is not the biggest on YouTube, very far from it. It's like there's just I guess the more people you interact with, it's crazy. You just kind of I guess you get far further reaching than you think you do. But
yeah.
I've always been when I got involved in this whole thing, I was never gonna go on camera.
Mhm.
My whole plan was just to do voiceovers and just have fun, build a little community and whatnot. I never had any intention of going on camera. So all of this is still a little bit overwhelming to me at times.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah. For
Mm.
me, I started like, because it was when I was fighting. And I started with content where I was just doing like a podcast where I was doing like kind of like a podcast about whatever, like a JRE type of thing. And then I was like, bro, I'm already like super into fighting. Like, why don't I just make MMA content? So I started doing that. But what's crazy about I was about to mention my gym again. Have you seen the guy that goes around asking people to fight for $100. Have you seen this guy on YouTube?
I've seen the guy. Is it the guy who does? It's not the wrestler guy, is it?
No, he's like this young black guy. Let me find it. I just
Oh
saved it.
no, I haven't seen it. I've seen the guy who says, "Oh, if you can take me down, I'll give you $200 or whatever it is."
Whoa, guys. Sorry, not to cut you off. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler 2 official for Madison Square Garden.
Oh boy, Michael Chandler, you've got to feel gutted for that guy, don't you? I think that guy's a creepy little weirdo, but
Yeah.
this is funny to me. I actually feel a bit sorry for him. A bit. 'Cause he's gonna get choked out for like 10% of the money. That's quite sad.
True.
Sitting on the shelf for like 3 years.
Connor's a $5 million payday. This is probably a $500,000 payday, you know?
If I'd be surprised if he gets that much. I'm glad he's at the point where he needs to stop waiting and get a fight.
38
It's a
years
weird
old.
fight though. Do you know, it's so bad. I completely forgot that they fought already. That's when you mentioned it, I was like, oh yeah, he already murdered him. Oh yeah.
Dude, my teammate fought on that card. My teammate fought Jamie Pickett on that card.
Who's your teammate?
His name's Jordan Wright. He got released.
I know Jordan Wright.
Yeah, my chat will get on me and they'll be like, yo, your teammate takes so many L's.
I quite like him though. He's funny.
You know, he's a really cool
guy.
He's all
right. He's not terrible. He's not a terrible fighter at all.
Yeah, no, honestly, he's just one of those guys where, and obviously we've been, you know, me and him are close. We talk about fights. So like, you know, the things that I'm saying here is not anything that I haven't said to him, but you can't have 30 seconds of like, I'm going to kill this guy and like, I'm going to get a first minute finish. And then after that be like, I'm cooked, you know?
Yeah. And he seems like a switched on individual. I'm sure he probably watched that and thought he felt it in there. So
yeah. Like, do you remember the Zach Pauga fight? It was his last fight in the UFC. It was a co-main event and he was smiling up against the cage. And I remember being like, our coach too was like, you got to have a sense of urgency. What?
He seemed a little bit too resigned to what was going on in there. But at least he was exciting to watch. He was fun to watch, and he did have his moments. Like he didn't. A lot of people go into the UFC, they get starched, they get shipped out real quick. You never see them again. Mm-hmm. At least he managed to get a few fights in, and he had a couple of wins as well, right? It might have been 1 or 2. I can't recall. He won fights.
Yeah, he fought. I think he went 2 and 4 or 5 in the UFC. He beat Jamie Pickett, and then he beat in his UFC debut. He fought that guy Ike Villanueva at 2-0 because Jordan was a middleweight. Well. Yeah, he got called to the UFC on like 4 days' notice, and he was an 85er, but he took his debut at 205 for that fight, and he spinning wheel kicked him, and his like heel cut the guy's head or some shit. Yeah.
So he's at his. He can look back on that and say, I had a highlight reel moment.
Exactly.
A lot of people get that. So
I'm trying to find this guy. So this guy that's like famous on YouTube, he like presses people. He's gotten arrested a few times. He went into my gym and challenged to fight Anthony Hardock, my coach, and Anthony was basically like, I'll do it for 100,000, and the guy was like, no, I'll do it for $100, and then the guy just like walked out. But it's this guy that gets arrested for trying to fight people in other countries. He's one of those IRL streamers that walks around.
Your coach should have wheel kicked him for $100 just for the memes. Fuck it. I guess it's not worth injuring your toe or whatever on some idiot's head, I guess.
I think part of it too is like when you're like especially like my coach, when you've like you're a pro fighter and stuff, you don't need to prove yourself against some idiot coming into the gym.
Yeah. It seems more trouble than it's worth.
Exactly.
Sometimes these guys need to be humbled.
That's facts too. Oh, the post got deleted. Yeah, rats.
But definitely, when you catch on to the guy again, send me a link because this sounds interesting.
Okay, I got you. Let me see.
I'd watch anything fight. Like I said, if there's if I look outside my window and there's 2 chickens having a fight, I'm all in. Anything that's fighting, I'm just down.
We love that, dude. We love that.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Let's see. Okay, we got a couple more fights to get to, or at least a couple. Irene Aldana and Norma Dumont.
Yeah, I really like her, Irene Aldana. I like her
Mhm.
boxing. I think she's hard as nails. I know she shit the bed a little bit against Amanda Nunes. And I know people would probably expect for me to go with the lady with the bunda, but I'm going with Irene Aldana. I think she's a better boxer, and I think she's. And the thing is that whenever you encounter a woman that's got knockout power,
Mhm.
you've got to go with that.
Yeah,
And it's
facts.
not really a thing you see in women's MMA that much. So
Yeah, and
back the one with the thunder strike.
true, yeah. And the Amanda Nunes fight that she had was just so dog shit, but that's not like how she actually fights. That was like a I'm fighting the best women's fighter of all time. She kind of froze in the moment type of performance. But other than
Which
that,
I can
she's like
understand.
scraps.
Yeah, I mean her last fight against was it Rose Cara Rosa
Mhm.
was incredible. It was one of the fights of the year. They beat the absolute brakes out of each other. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
I think I'm gonna go with Irene Aldana on that too. But my chat's enjoying your slang, my guy.
Oh, I haven't even got started. I think I suspected that people turn up to my chat just because I have to like. There's a lot of things that you Americans do better than us. Shit talk and slang, we've just got that on smash.
Yeah.
We are the guys that just especially when you say it in a fruity British accent as well. It just cuts to the bone, you know.
Yeah.
It really hurts. Yeah, that's why Michael Bisping was so successful. It's just when that guy called someone an idiot, it just had an extra layer of just sloth to it. I don't know.
No, I think even though obviously it's a different accent, I think that's part of what made a lot of Connor's lines hit so hard. You
Oh
know?
yes, the accent. The accent was 90% of it.
Like even thinking about the
Fair play
Jeremy
to him.
Stevens line, if he goes instead of like who the fuck is that guy, if he was just like I'm in an American accent, if he was just
Who the
like
fuck are you?
or even
It would have
more
gone
like
nowhere.
Gen Z like, yo, bro, who even are you? Like that shit would not
Yeah,
hit, you know?
it wouldn't have hit anywhere. No, you're absolutely right. The accent's like 90%. It is a bloody cool accent though. You got to give it to him. Lucky
Yeah,
fuck.
true. True, dude. I was thinking about I was just showing his or one of my buddies all of like a compilation of his voice notes, dude. They're fucking it's peak comedy and he's just like doing blow on a yacht. He's not even really he's just like, "Hey D, give me the phone, baby," and just starts saying shit into the phone.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, as soon as you sent me that clip and you were like, and you were like Conor McGregor, I was like, thank you. Someone said Conor McGregor, and then I could just go like I just spent the whole afternoon looking at just clips of him, just reminiscing on. Yeah, he was. I miss that guy so much. The original when he was himself, it was such a glorious time to be a fan of this sport. And now it's sad watching him operate. But I get it.
Yeah,
If I was him, I'd be doing the same thing. If I had his money, I'd be on a yacht getting a blowjob and doing coke as well. So
of
that's
course.
all I'd
I
be
mean,
doing.
at
And I
that level of
respect.
wealth, I think you're doing it wrong if you're not living like that, you know?
Why would you get back into a cage if you're that rich? It's not worth getting embarrassed. When you can chill, forget it. There's no way I'm getting back in there. I hope he doesn't. If I was him, I wouldn't.
Yeah, dude, just go put like 8 more kids in D and just like be in movies and shit, you know? Like that's part of me is like when I think about like selfishly, of course I want him to fight. But if I'm thinking about it
Yeah,
from like a real human, like how people think about things, I would just be
yeah.
like, yo, fuck this shit, man.
No,
Like,
I fully get it. And that's why I predicted 3 years ago that he's not coming back because I was literally like, if I was him, I would never come back either. I get it. I'm not even ragging on the guy. I fully get it.
yeah,
I wouldn't come back either.
I knew somebody that was at the hospital where he got his surgery and PT done because he did it in LA when he broke his leg. And the rumor
Mhm.
was it was very hard to get him to follow physical therapy protocol, so it might not have healed perfectly either.
Yeah. He doesn't seem like the most like I don't know, disciplined guy in that sense. He seems like he's got like ADHD or something. He seems like that kind of guy. You know, or like he doesn't really stay still. He seems like he's always sort of wants to get into the thick of things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
it's like,
true.
yeah.
Alrighty. After that, we got Ronaldo Rodriguez and Odie Osborne, which was that was the ones guys that were
Weird
yelling at
one.
each other.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, I didn't see much of the press conference, but I heard this guy Ronaldo Rodriguez went off and he was cooking. Apparently, he was the highlight.
Yeah, he was.
From what I heard. Apparently, he was. I did see images of it. Like he was wearing some like massive. He was the guy in the massive hat, right? Just
Yes.
shouting shit in Portuguese
Spanish, actually.
or Spanish. Spanish,
Yeah.
sorry, Spanish. He looked brilliant. To be fair
Yeah.
to him, we need we need some personality in that division. So I'm all for it. I didn't understand a word he was saying, obviously, but it looked very entertaining. So I haven't seen too much of him as a fighter. Like I know he's beaten a couple of good guys. Looking back at his record, and he's very young. I mean, to be 16-2, he beat Dennis Bondar, who's not bad,
Hmm.
not a bad fighter at all. Ode Osborne's just terrible though, isn't he? So
I
easy
feel
to choke out.
12 and
He's
7.
probably not as bad as people say. I don't think he's as bad as people say he is. It's not like he's, completely dog shit, but I think
Actually, if you look at his losses are not like he doesn't have a great record, 12 and 7, but he does like okay, Brian Kelleher, that's a vet. Manel Kopp, not a bad loss. He
you
beat
see
Charles
Manel Cap
Johnson.
tends to like, but Manel Cap tends to like make a meal out of everyone, and he banged him out in the first round, if I remember rightly.
You're right, flying
That's
knee
not a
and
good
punches.
sign.
Yeah.
That's not a good look.
KO'd in the
I
first
mean, the
round by
losses are a
Tyson
bit weird.
Nam.
Yeah, he's lost to he beat a 4-4 guy. I'm just looking at like way back in his record in he's not horrible. And like I said, he beat Charles Johnson, who's looking that's a win that's aged pretty well.
Yeah, true.
I
And
think he's gonna get
then
us that.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that much about Ronaldo Rodriguez, but just watching him go off like that he must have kahunas the size of coconuts. I've got to go with that guy.
Yeah, facts. If I remember correctly, too, Odie Osborne's last fight against Jael Filio, this one, if I remember correctly, he was like beating the fuck out of him and gassed and then got his back taken and choked. I think that's how it went. I might be tripping, but I'm pretty sure he was beating the fuck out of Filio for the first like 2 minutes and then gassed.
He was, yeah. He was. And Filio's all right. Like he's very decent. Ode Osborne, I think, is just he's good. He's just he's a level below because especially at flyweight. At flyweight, you need to be good at everything.
True.
And you
True.
can't be chinny at flyweight. That's a concern. So this guy seems like he's a wild man. So I'm gonna go with the nut job.
I think so too.
I'm
Dude,
going
that's
with
the
the
same
nutty
as like
guy.
Matt Schnell being chinny at flyweight. It's like, yay, man, there isn't a
Horrible.
115 for you to go down to.
Exactly. If you're chinny at that weight class, you should be doing something else. That be like a chef or something. I don't know. Like I don't know why I thought chef. It's just the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah, just go put the fries in the bag.
Yeah, put the fries in the bag, bro. I don't know. Ronaldo is like I said, and you can get him at decent odds as well. So I don't know. Yeah.
Do you bet or do you gamble on fights?
I do. I usually do. I mostly do because it just makes. I mostly do it for just entertainment, just to make the cards more bet. Like if it's a dog shit card, I at least think to myself, well, if I put some money on it, at least it will be entertaining. And also another little trick that I do is I usually bet against fighters that I like.
Okay.
So
Why
it's kind of like win-win.
Why do you bet against fighters that you like?
Because if they lose, I get money. If they win, I'm happy that they won.
Okay. I fuck with that. See, I don't bet. I've never put a bet on a fight.
I would like the thing is, I would strongly advise against it because fighters are dumb and they always do dumb stuff that will like. I find that I've probably been gambling for like 15 years and I'm probably like $2,000 up, which is crazy when I think about it.
Damn.
It's not a good investment. Like it's more if you look at it as I'm going to make money, you will not have a good time. But if you're just doing it for fun, then it's all right. I don't but like I said, I would never advise somebody to start gambling because it can be. I'm very much like in control of myself. I'm an adult.
Okay.
But I can understand why people would lose their shirt. It can get very dangerous.
True. Yeah, and by the way, if I cut you off, I apologize. I think there's a slight lag in between our audios. So there's times where I think you're done talking and you're just like in between sentences. So if I cut you off, my bad.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm used to it as well. This is not the first time I've done this, so it's all
okay,
good.
gotcha. I'm a newbie over here. I'm on the
No, I think
Contender
we're doing good so
Series.
far.
What's that?
I think we're doing good so far.
Oh yeah, no, we're doing good. Chat, what do you guys think? We're doing all right, or are you guys just still thinking about our hairlines?
They're definitely thinking about our hairlines for sure.
I'm
getting asked about democracy. How's democracy, Frankie? I wouldn't. I'll tell you what. I've never voted as well. I've never voted in my life.
Okay, gotcha.
We don't give a shit about that over here.
I've been old enough to vote in 2 elections for 16 and 20, and I voted for Trump in both of them. And then I low-key wasn't gonna vote. I live in California. My vote doesn't matter. It's like whoever the Democratic candidate is going to win California, regardless of who I vote for. So
yeah. So like I don't obviously want to get politics into you because it's wank. But like, do you think just do you think he's going to win?
I think so. I think
he's fucking hilarious. We love him over here. We think he's a riot. Like,
okay, yeah.
Love Trump. We don't care about, because we all know they're all wankers anyway. So you might as well just vote for the funny one.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean, vote for the guy who's entertaining. Like,
and I'm just saying, like, objectively, not to get too much into the weeds about politics, but the economy was better and we weren't like on the verge of multiple wars when Trump was in office. So like for me, I know there's all like, there's a lot of people that'll worry about like all the social stuff, like people being pissed at each other. For me, I'm worried about basically my wallet, So it's like, I'll just go with like,
if you're an American person, you should be worried about how it's going to affect you day to day, not like everything else.
Exactly. And there's so many people that talk about all this like, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm here to get some bread. Yeah. Now vote for the guy who's going to make my taxes lower.
I like that way of thinking about it. And that's the only way you should be thinking about it. Look out for your own self-interest because nobody else is going to. So it has to be that way.
It is just you at the end of the day. That is true. It
would be weird if she won, but I'm not going to get into that. It's. I'd feel even sorry for you guys.
Bro, so before she was Biden's VP, she like called him racist and all this stuff. And then they're in office together. And for 4 years, it's like, he's doing great. Everything's great. We're doing so good. But now that she's the candidate, she's like, look at all these problems we have to fix. But hold on, they're not Biden's fault. Let me tell you why they're Trump's fault. That's like her running platform.
She's and the problem is I don't like I find that there seems to be a perception amongst people that Trump voters are more kind of, I don't know, off the hinge. I find Kamala Harris supporters are some of the most radical, strange people that I've encountered. Like, they're very close-minded, and it's just interesting to
see. That's the thing, bro. I used to run to cut weight and stuff, and like I've been trying to get in a little bit better shape. So I was running, but I'm big, so that's just hard on my knees. So I've been doing bike rides instead. And so this morning before work, I went for a bike ride, and I rode past this house, and they had this giant Kamala 2024 like banner on. It was like a really nice house. They had this huge banner, and I was like, man, like you're so cooked at that point if you're that passionate about it, to where you're gonna put something on your house. But
you guys do that, man.
I mean, a Trump banner is okay, though. You know what I'm saying? That's based.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about the sides. And I do. One thing I will say about you Americans is, like, you care about your politics. Even if it's, like, futile and you keep getting butt fucked every single time, you still have hope. And I respect that about you guys. We've been jaded about politics for, like, decades. We know it's bullshit, and we don't even vote. We don't even partake anymore. Like, our voter numbers are atrocious.
Okay, really I feel bad. You. See, I don't care as much as I used to. I used to be in a super political group of friends where they're always like, half of them were liberal, half of them were conservative, and they just argue all the time. Now, sorry, hold on, little tickle in my throat. But now I'm kind of like, yeah, like I know the headlines and stuff, and like I'll peep like the memes that come from the debates. But overall, I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm still getting fucked at the end of the day.
I don't get why this whole voting stuff and thing, because you pretty much, after most people have picked their person, like, it's just kind of for entertainment at this point. Because I don't imagine people watching a debate and going, no, I think I'm going to vote for her now, or vice versa. Like you
Yeah.
kind of know what you're getting. It's weird to me, but you know,
And the thing that's
it's
dumb
fun.
about
So
about like debating shit is that, in my opinion, when people start debating stuff, everybody on both sides, the more that you argue about it, the more they get like committed to the opinion that they already have. They're just like, no,
yeah,
I'm even more right because we're arguing about
yeah,
it.
they get more radical. Yeah, exactly. It's weird. Yeah, and
Yeah.
like I don't know. It's all mad. We live in a crazy world now. Anyway, but there's too much going on. Like
Yeah, I'll just
I
chill in my
like to
room and
stay
make
in my
YouTube
little.
videos.
That's it, bro. Like I just stay in my own little bubble. I've got my own little community in the back arse of nowhere. I moved out of London, quite a while ago. I'm happy being anonymous in the middle of nowhere and just not getting involved with it all. Just being a selfish prick by myself. To be honest, it's awesome. It's
Hell
good.
yeah. That's how it should be,
Yeah,
though. You know,
that's how it should be.
people caring about others a little too much these days. It's pretty soy.
Disgusting, isn't it? It's so soy. That's it.
What do you think about Zellhuber versus Esteban Ribovics?
This is one of the fights I'm really looking forward to. I'm gonna go with Zellhuber, but this is one of those ones that the only thing I've done. I'll say this now. I've only done. I'm not gonna say what I've bet on. I've only done one bet, and it was a double. And I'll tell you at the end what it is. But this is one that I'm definitely staying away from. Like the thing that makes me lean towards Zellhuber is the reach advantage.
Mm.
That's basically what's tipping me over. Because I think Daniel Zellhuber's good, but I do think he is like he's impressed me in most of the performances I've seen him in. But and the thing is as well with Ribovic's last fight, he fought. I know he like starched out Terrence McKinney, but Terrence McKinney really sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what does that really mean? You know,
Yeah, Terrence
it was a
McKinney's
great
like,
KO.
yeah, either I'm going to get flatlined or I'm going to flatline you.
I'm gonna
That's his fight style.
exactly. So I'm like, it was a great knockout. It was beautiful, but like, I don't know if I can. But I think it's going to be a fun fight. I think this is like a sly nod for maybe being potential fight of the night. This one. So I'm
Gotcha.
not going to bet on it. But it's like Rocco saying, 8 inches is mad. That's a lot to deal with at that weight class.
And he's like 6'3", right? Maybe 6'1",
Yeah,
but
I think he might. I think he might. Yeah, might maybe 6'1", 6'2". They're
that's
not that
insane.
difference in height, but that reach advantage is crazy.
True.
8 inches is wild.
I think I'm taking Zellhuber, and I think it's just, I mean, I think both of them have kind of fought mid competition to this point. Let me look. Hold on, my internet's slow. Yagos, Prado. Oh no, he beat Lando Venata. Yeah, it's a pretty good resume, but like Ribovics, he's only had like 2 UFC fights, right?
That's the thing. It's the unknowns, and he's pretty young. I think he's what? I mean, they're both relatively young, but this could be the intangibles like tell you the tangibles would tell you that Daniel Zellhuber has the advantage in just in terms of the experience and the reach. But Ribovics can bang, so I'm staying away from this one. I do think that Zellhuber's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't surprise me if Ribovic like chinned him out as well.
True.
I wouldn't. It's one of those ones where I wouldn't be confident telling anyone to bet either way. But if like I said, gun to my head, I'm going to go Zellhuber.
Yeah, me too. I don't think we've had much disagreements yet on these fights, except for
there's
I
only
think,
been one from what I can tell.
yeah, I think just Torres and Bahamondes, because I think I was thinking Bahamondes for that fight. I think from that we've all been on
I
the
just
same
like
page.
Torres. Yeah, pretty much. It's a pretty easy card so far.
Yeah,
This next one's going to be interesting.
man, hear me out. I think Diego Lopes is going to get Brian Ortega out of there in like less than 2 minutes. I don't think Brian Ortega is incredibly motivated to be at featherweight. He talked about going up to 55. Then he took the Diego Lopes fight on short notice, paycheck, and then pulls out. And then they rebooked this. I think what the UFC is kind of trying to do is get Diego Lopez into the like top 5, that where he can be like one win from a title shot. And then Ortega's already thinking about 55. I don't think that's a good mindset to be going up against as a guy that's like seems relatively whatever about his career at times. Brian Ortega, Diego Lopes is like a young, hungry guy. I feel like he might go in there and get Brian, like hurt him and then not let him off the hook with the way that Yair did, That's just my take.
Yeah, I think no. I think that's very reasonable because obviously he's young, he's hungrier, he's more suited to the weight class. Like Brian Ortega has a very weird kind of skinny fat body that I can't quite make sense of. Um, my I, I'll say this now. I put Brian Ortega on one of my doubles, or the only double that I made, and the only reason I did it is because the odds were so good that I kind of felt like I had no choice but to give it a punt.
Okay.
Because Brian, if you look at the competition that Brian Ortega's faced, he's faced Holloway, he's faced Volkanovski, he's faced Rodriguez, and he's, I mean, I know he got handled pretty handily in two of them, but I was really impressed with the way that he turned things around against CIA. I'd be more confident if this was 5 rounds. The
Fair
way that I
enough.
see this going is, I reckon Diego Lopes is going to beat the absolute shit out of him in the first round. And it's just a question of, can Brian Ortega get out of that round? Because then I think it will slightly swing in his favor. And I do think Diego Lopes is good as a good gas tank. He trains in elevation. I don't know. It's Diego Lopes should win this fight. Like everything should. And I love Diego Lopes. I want Diego Lopes to win,
Mhm.
which is why I've bet against him. It was my old like, this is what I'm doing.
I got you.
I don't hate Brian Ortega either. He's got a good dick slinging game as well, so I respect that.
He actually, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know where he lives, but he's from Torrance, which is my area. He lives like 20 minutes from me. Like his Gracie Baja gym that he grew up going to.
I love the loyalty.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like he lives around the corner. By the way, the other guy's gonna fuck him up. Anyway, moving on. Let's.
And also, can I email your manager for an interview?
I love that. Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I like both. I like Diego Lopes a lot more. I used to watch Diego Lopes in Lux.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I've seen him in the and he was just some. I don't watch that promotion that much, but he's somebody that I thought he was Mexican up until this week. I got cooked in my chat so badly. For that
he trains out of there.
Yeah, so it's an honest mistake to make, but I said it with chest, and I got absolutely murdered for it. Anytime I make a mistake, I just get brutalized. I think Weston Masclava was one of the ones who was like, "You idiot, he's Brazilian." I'm like, "No, he's not," and then we just got into it, and then I was wrong.
Yeah. It's like the times where I'll make a very confident pick. Like I'll make a video and I spend 8 minutes talking about this guy's about to smoke this guy. And then the guy I picked is like twitching 35 seconds into the fight, snoring.
Yeah. Face down, ass up. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When I say things on the internet, you say it with chest or you don't say it at all. You got to go all in. There's none of this fence riding bullshit, this soy bullshit. You've got to go all in.
Yeah, true. So this is something from one of my chat guys right here. He has a borderline sexual obsession with Justin Gaethje.
I like it. Justin Gaethje. I don't really care that much for him, to be honest. I'm sorry, Oscar. I love him. I love him as a fighter. I think, like if it's purely on fighting standpoint, I love him. Like I love watching his fight. I think he's one of the most entertaining guys out there. The reason why I don't really care for him is, when he got into that altercation with McGregor, and this is back in the day when I was when I was a massive Conor McGregor nut rider at the time.
Mm-hmm.
When he called him out for basically being like a shit human. What did he say? He was a shit human, a shit fighter, and a shit dad. I was like, as a dad myself, I was like, you're a man. And I was like, so I was basically like, fuck him, you've gone too far. Especially as well as you. I mean, I know Conor McGregor's done some heinous stuff in his life.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he cares about his kids. And I was like, this is a little bit of a low blow. But he said, you're a shit you're a shit human, a shit husband, and a shit father. And I was like, yeah, that's so. But as a fighter, amazing. He could have a great fight with a broom. But like, I just thought that was a bit too far. I don't know. I think
Gaethje's jealous of Conor. Became undisputed champ, fought way more often, but way less popular than Conor, and taken a lot more damage, like as far as KOs and stuff. I don't know. Maybe that's just me reading into stuff too deep, but I kind of see a little bit of like Conor jealousy from especially lightweights that never became undisputed champ.
Yeah, and yeah. But it's weird for me because like I'm not really a Conor McGregor fan at all now. Like I'm constant because I'm obviously originally Irish, but like
Mhm.
it's mostly the Irish pride thing. But it's like now I just see him embarrassing himself, and it's more the opposite. I'm like, I'm not really, I don't really care what happens one way or another. And for some reason, even though I'm no longer on his side, I'm like, still fuck that Gaethje guy. I'm just like, I'm really on it.
Some things stick,
It's
bro.
like with
Some things
Khabib,
stick.
I'm like, fuck him. I'm like, yeah, it's like it's weird. I
Yeah,
just have my guys that
yeah. I just don't
I
like
might
some
like.
of the Dagestani stuff because they're like blatant cheats in some ways, in fights, and then also like with steroid abuse and stuff like that. And then like they just talk about like humble this, legacy this. And it's like, bro, you guys got like organized crime pumping money into your gym and you're all taking steroids. Like, can we stop? Like the amount of Khabib dick riding that happens in my comments when I make an anti-Dagestani video is crazy.
Oh, bro, on Twitter, I literally like if I mention anything about any Dagestani fighter, it could just be I think this guy's gonna lose, and I get like absolutely carpet bombed with absolute nonsense. Just like people saying they're gonna rape my sister and all this kind of stuff. They're wild. I mean,
Crazy.
they don't know me. They've never seen my, they've. But you just get the weirdest comment. The weird, like they get genuinely like you've gone at them personally. They're very weird. They're a very
Yeah.
weird fan base. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. I remember saying like, it doesn't make sense that, like there was one, I made a video because Islam in the same interview said there's
Mhm.
no entertaining fights for me in the division. And in the same interview also said, I still have work to do before moving up to 170. And I just said like, yo, this doesn't make sense. This is hypocritical. And they're like sliding in my comments like you and your Islamophobia and you just hate him because he's a
It's
moral
always that,
man.
isn't it?
It's never
It's always that.
respond to what I
It's never
said,
like
you
I
know?
don't. Yeah, it's never like I just don't like them as a fighter, or I think they said something a bit hypocrite. It's like no, you if you don't like him, you're against Muslims, and it's like nah, that's not how it works, there, bro.
Even
It's
the
like if people come at you for the same thing. It's like it's weird. It's a weird way
exactly.
of thinking.
Yeah, like even I made a reaction on a stream and I made it a highlight on my channel. Like I posted as a video of me talking about Dana White's UFC Mount Rushmore. And there was a bunch of people not like coming for me, but just being like disgraceful that Dana didn't include Khabib in his Mount Rushmore. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Quebec, yeah, I'm. You and I would definitely see eye to eye on this one. Like, I don't have that guy in my top 10. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous the glazing that goes on for Khabib. Like, it's because I actually released a video today about Mighty Mouse, and I always, whenever I can, even when there's no call for it, I always like to give a little jab to Khabib at some point in the video just to provoke that fan base. I can't help myself.
Hell
It's just
yeah. There's like an itch where like, it's like a voice in your head. You're like, you got to say something about the Dagestanis.
can't help it because I know they're going to be dumb enough to react, and it's just fun.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a bit of a troll, I admit it.
Which one?
I reckon I'm gonna hang my hat. Diego Lopez should win, but I have a feeling that Ortega's gonna win.
Okay. I could
So I'm
see
gonna go with Ortega.
2 rounds of a Diego Lopez ass beating and then Ortega slapping a 3rd round gilly on him,
Yeah, I like because the one thing I'll say about Ortega, he has improved a lot, and the dude he's up there in terms of the chin genetics.
Mhm.
His chin doesn't get talked enough about. So I'm
True.
going to say that he manages to chat his way through. Diego Lopez should win, though, and I hope he does, just for the record. The person I think will win is not necessarily the person I want to win.
Yeah.
So
That's what I say that I've explained this before where I say like my heart wants one thing, but my gut is telling me another,
yeah, and I'm with you on that. It's like I'd be delighted if Diego Lopez won. I'd prefer it. It's better for the division as well.
Yeah,
I hope he
true.
does.
All righty, who we got here? Let's talk about Grasso Shevchenko 3. What are your thoughts?
Again, the main thing for me is the age. I just want Grasso to win because I know if Shevchenko wins, we're gonna have like I was saying this on my stream the other day. It's like I don't want another like Figgy Moreno. I don't want to see these two fight again. And if Shevchenko wins, that's exactly what we're gonna get. So I just want Grasso to win just to put a full stop in all this nonsense. so we can start seeing Fioros and the Blanchfields and the the people who are coming up. I mean, it's women's MMA. Who cares that much? But it would just be nice to see like a new matchup. I think
Nah,
Alexa Grasso is younger. I think everything's going to be stacked in her favor as well. I think they want her to win,
yeah.
and that's a big factor behind everything. So, and also Valentina Shevchenko kind of scares me. Like my chat a lot always talk about how hot she is, and I'd be genuinely scared to have a tumble with this woman. So
With
with all the
Shevchenko, I
factors
agree.
that are, yeah, it's the gun on the hip, bro. I'm like, she would. You better watch your asshole. That's all I'm saying with her around. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna go with the But on the other side, my chat are really really weird about Grasso's feet, and
Oh,
I
okay,
find
yeah.
people that have like foot fetishes to be equally weird. So I'm like, it's a bit of a. I'm gonna go with Grasso though. I think she's younger and hungrier, and I think she'll just be slightly. But Shevchenko's really good, so
Yeah.
should be a decent scrap. I'm gonna edge Grasso.
Gonna edge Grasso. I think I am too. I think that honestly, part of it, I know that Shevchenko probably should have won that fight. It was like kind of the BS 10-8 for it to be a draw
Oh,
in their
she got
last
robbed
fight.
for sure. She did get robbed. Yeah, she got robbed.
And I understand being like in that position, like, oh, like I should have won that and I'm still here as the challenger. But I feel like it's still like the week of the fight, 2 weeks before the fight, you're too focused on like how you got screwed, I feel like that's kind of the age and also like maybe a mindset thing where she's like, I shouldn't even have to fucking be having this blue tape on my gloves. I should be coming out. I should walk second, And I think maybe
she's a very sore loser as well. She always has been.
True. And I think Alexa Grasso keeps things kind of light. She's not as intense of a person, obviously. And I think that plays well for like big moments like this. Because even though O'Malley Merab's the main event, this is like the Mexican champ, So I feel like the big moment, trilogy, all that, definitely like they're from a mindset standpoint, I think leans towards Grasso above. Even like, because we've seen their talent, they've fought to like two very equal fights, but from a like if you can put both performances together, but I think that Grasso mindset wise is like what puts her over. I think Shevchenko's like still too butthurt about something that happened a year ago,
Which is a concern, yeah. And when you see two fighters that are very, I wouldn't say they have the same style, but I'd say they're very equally skilled, I think is what you're alluding to.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see that one has a more kind of like, I don't know, a more kind of focused mindset going into things, Grasso just seems to be in the moment. She's not really thinking about what came before. And I agree with you. I think that's going to give her the advantage that she needs to get over the line. So yeah, I think Grasso's, but I would not bet on this though. This is another one I'd stay the hell away from.
True. And you know what you were saying about them not doing a fourth fight? That's important because they fought last Noche UFC. So if they keep on the same like BS timeline, they might stretch this rivalry out another fucking year to next September.
Bro, we wasted an entire tough. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something that made me sound very misogynistic. Tough is bad. Tough was in the toilet already. They didn't have to flush it.
Yeah.
It was like, come on, bros. There's so many things we could have done. And we got these two. It's like, so that's why I'm just like, please that's kind of why I want Grasso to win as well. I just want to underline full stop on this. Because it will be Noche 2025 when we get Shevchenko Grasso 4, and I just don't think I can take that anymore. I just want it to be over.
And you're going to have contenders like a Fior and stuff that are going to be getting the Bilal treatment where they got to wait 18 months for a title shot.
Which is ridiculous. Like, it really is. And I mean, the division has some flyweight. I mean, women's MMA, let's face it, is terrible. But like, there are some divisions that have some movement going on. Obviously, them and strawweight. No one cares about everything. I mean, we barely care about that. But you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, we'll just let's just get it done. Hopefully Grasso beats her convincingly, and then we can all just move on.
Yeah. I'm on the same page as you. That, and I think like even aside from how I want it to go, obviously, like because I want my pick to be right and I want everything that we talked about to happen, it's like they're women. I hate to say this, but like their women's divisions, they're touchy, like they have to be very selective about the matchups to make people give a fuck about them. Cause like,
yeah,
even for me, like Carla Esparza, Rose Namajunas, that's not getting anybody to go watch that fight. It's almost like a formality when they have that type of fight as a co-main event, just because it's a title fight. But I feel like, you know, if they just spam this fight and do it a fourth time, they're just cooking the division while they're at it, you know?
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. And like I said, I mean, if women's MMA is ever going to move forward in the next 20 years, I'm not holding my breath. We need divisions to get a chance to open up a little bit. And they've been holding this hostage for way too long now. So
a minute, dude, for a while.
One way or another, just be done. Yeah.
All right, let's get into this main event here. Sean O'Malley and Merab Dvalishvili for the 135-pound title. Give me your thoughts, my man.
I've been consistent from this since the beginning. Like, I think Merab is really, I don't want to say good. That's the wrong word. He's very effective at what he does. I've been saying from the very beginning, since I saw this fight get announced, I think O'Malley's going to spark him out. I think it's going to be very similar to like, and I think he'll get it done within 2 rounds as well. I'm in that camp. Maybe it's just hope as well. And I don't dislike Merab. I said this at the beginning when we first jumped on as well. I like Merab as a character. I think he's a funny little goblin. Like, but I'm all, like, I think Sean O'Malley is elite, and every time I see him, he gets better and better. I think he's a bit of a wet wipe. His personality is not my favorite, but
yeah,
in terms of we don't have a lot of people that go in there and put on technically wonderful performances in the way that we don't see it as often as I'd like.
True.
So I think I'm somebody who we don't have a lot of elite technical strikers in the sport as well. There's maybe 10 off the top of my head that I can probably reel off, and he's one of them. Mm-hmm. So I'd like to see him, and we've got way too many. You know, we've got Bilal now. You know what I'm saying? I don't need any more of this, bro. I've had my fill. So not only am I hoping that Sean O'Malley wins, I think he's going to get it done as well. I think he's good enough to. And the thing is, Merab, like I said, he's not elite really at anything.
Right.
His jiu-jitsu is not great. He's not the most amazing striker. He's not even a very good wrestler. He's just a persistent nuisance. And I don't know if that can get you. I don't know if that's going to get him. There's got to be a point where that stops you. And I'm not even saying he's a horrible fighter, because he's very effective, but I think this is where he comes unstuck, and I hope it turns out to be the case.
That's what I think so too. And yeah, some of the guys in the chat might have seen the video that I put out where, like, with my prediction and stuff, but I think that, you know, there are certain guys that are really good off the back foot, but they lack a sense of urgency in the striking. And Sean O'Malley, given his range for the division, a lot of guys try to close the distance, and he deals with it very well. He's not a long rangey striker that stays on the back foot. You know, he circles back to the middle, and he'll put guys on their back foot. And I think that what's going to happen is I think Aljo is, given that he was a featherweight, I think Aljo is like significantly a stronger grappler than Merab. And Sean O'Malley dealt with those takedown attempts with a broken rib. So I think Sean O'Malley defends Merab's takedowns fairly easily. I think he throws those like teep kicks to the body that he likes to throw, and maybe some leg kicks that kind of start to make Merab a lot more stationary. And from there, I think Merab tries to throw a combo, and O'Malley slips left hook and puts him down. And then I think like controversial stoppage.
I think that's a very good shout as well, because let's face it, as soon as Merab gets wobbled and hits the deck, the ref's gonna be diving all over his ass, and I'm all for it.
Like, you saw how the way he
go ahead,
O'Malley
was the one I put O'Malley was the other one I put the double on. So I've got an O'Malley and Ortega double. That's what I went for. I'll probably put another bet on before but that was my main. I was like, the odds on, and O'Malley is a slight underdog as well, which is kind of crazy to me.
Crazy. Yeah. But I think some people just go Eastern Asian or Russian wrestler. He's gonna win, you know?
Yeah.
And what I was gonna say too is, like, the way that Merab got just wobbled and then ran all around the cage by Marlon Moraes, that
Yeah,
exact
that's the
situation
worry.
gets stopped in like 5 seconds if it's an O'Malley fight, you
Oh
know?
yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I love that UFC Noche definitely. Can I say, I just want to give a quick shout out to your chat, yeah, because they have done their best to distract me throughout these entire proceedings, and I give them ratings because like there's been certain times when I've been thrown completely off what I'm thinking just with some of the comments that have been kind of. So I want to give a shout out to you boys, and if there's any, I don't know, there may be a female in here. You never know.
Yeah, you never
Um,
know. Guys and gals.
Shout out to you guys. Yeah, no, it's been that you guys are. You got a really nice community in here. It's sweet.
Thank you, man.
I'd
Thank you,
say that
man.
as a side note. It's cool.
No, thank you, man. I have to keep
But yeah, that's what
closing
I'm
the
going
chat
with.
because I get caught up reading it while I'm trying to make a point. Like sometimes when I'm just streaming by myself, I'll be dropping some dimes. I'll be talking and then I'll just stop mid sentence because I'm reading some shit that somebody said in the chat, and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Bro's lagging" and shit like that.
Mm, yeah,
Yeah,
like
but
because I like I said at my age as well, I get the the loading screen in front of my head when it's especially being distracted with something that's really funny as well. So
true.
yeah, shout out to you guys. It's been great. So yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with Sean O'Malley
Same here. I think
by hopefully chinning.
actually, we had the same pick. The video I put out for it the other day too. First 2 rounds KO. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I've got the same. I've got to say I give you mad respect as well for doing prediction videos because I used to do them and I just man, bro, I found them to be so much. I did them for like a year and a half and now I just struggle, man, because people don't understand the amount of when you put your thoughts out there on the internet for picks, you make sure you do your research because there might be one or two people that jump on that will actually listen to you and bet or do whatever.
Yeah.
It takes time
Yeah,
to
that's
do
why
it.
I don't. That's why I don't do full card predictions like Guru
I used
does
to
and
do
stuff.
full cards.
Whew.
Yeah, I used to do full cards and then do full reactions straight after it. And bear in mind, I'm in the UK,
Mhm.
so a card would finish at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning,
Whew.
and then I would like, and I wasn't very quick at making. So another hour and a half whacking the video out. It was not the one, mate.
Yeah.
I know Juice Man as well. This is what I'm saying. You got you. Rick, I know Rick Allen as well. I know Rocco. I'm
Wait.
pretty
So
sure I
you
might have seen Levy around as well. I know
you
all these
know?
people. They're
Wait. You
all
know Juice Man?
I know Juice Man. Yeah,
Me and
Juice
Juice
Man's
Man
been
have a
sub
funny
to me.
relationship, man.
Really, Juice Man's the guy as well. I love having Juice Man in my chat. There are certain people that just liven up the place that I can't. Like I said, man, I used to have crazy people in my chat where it'd be like literal, like MMA was hardly ever discussed. It got to a point. It was just a male therapy session, is what it
Yeah.
felt like.
Hey,
Support
that's
group.
kind of what the MMA community's for, in my opinion, man. The last
I'm all
Chads just
for it.
hanging on.
Yeah, clinging on for dear life in this woke universe we now are forced to live in.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. Like I love these guys.
Yeah, me and Juice Man make jokes about Fig. If you've never heard of it, just Figueroa in Los Angeles. It's well known for some haram activities.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
And
that definitely sounds like an inside joke that I'd be like,
if you
you know
you
what I'm
can
saying?
Google like Los Angeles Figueroa Avenue or whatever it is, and you'll get the gist in like 5 seconds.
Fair play. Fair play.
Frankie gonna catch Wyatt's chin possibly? Yeah, Frankie's putting O'Malley left hand on the chin, Bucko.
I'd need a fucking step ladder. That's not when we don't fight in the same weight class, bro. I don't fight at all, but I know a losing
Man.
battle when I see one.
All right, man. You got any final thoughts about Noche UFC before we sign off?
I'm optimistic.
That's how I'm feeling too.
Like I said, I'm for all the moaning and complaining I do, I'm a fight fan at the end of the day. I want things to be good, and I'm gonna believe that it will be. And I'll make fun of it if it's not. As I said this at the beginning, if it's great, I'll love every second of it and I'll support that. And if it stinks, I'll get on a video and I will enjoy cooking it. And that is where we are.
And that's what us MMA YouTubers do. Hope for the best, but if it's the worst, we get a video.
That's it. Win-win for us all day long. Do you
That's
guys
right.
think Brutal is surviving Vegas? No, no. I think he's definitely cooked right now.
Is he in Vegas?
He's in Vegas now. Yeah, he
Oh.
was sending pictures on the in the Discord.
Oh, you mentioned that earlier. I'm
slot
so sorry.
machines,
You said that
obviously.
earlier on the stream.
No, no, he's in a casino at the moment, which is interesting. It's gonna be fun keeping up with what he's doing because he'll vlog everything. It will be great.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, man, I
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on. It's been a pleasure to
it's been hella
interact with
fun,
you,
man.
you
Thank
know,
you.
over Discord and Twitter and stuff. But I'm glad we've got to meet face to face, do a stream together and stuff. And we should definitely do it again. I appreciate you coming on, man.
No, absolutely, and I've got to have you on my channel at some point as well. People don't know this. This is the first time we've actually spoken on camera. We
True.
went straight into it live. We've
Yeah,
never like called off. We just went straight into it.
we went straight from Discord and
So
Twitter DMs to live broadcast. You know the vibes.
it's just so professional out here. But no,
That's
I've had
right,
a great
man.
time, and thanks to your chat. You guys have been great, and I'll definitely have you over on the channel at some point. It would be an absolute pleasure, and thanks for the time. This was real fun.
Of course, man. I'd
Really
love to
good.
come on your channel too. I appreciate your time. I know it's late for you. It's only like 8 p.m. for me. I know you're
4
pulling
o'clock
an
in the
all-nighter
morning.
for me, man. I appreciate it.
It was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But thanks to everyone here, and yeah, thanks for having me on. It's really been a pleasure.
Of course, man. Thank you. All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Take it easy, brother.
All right.
Take it easy,
I'll
guys.
shoot you a Discord as well. Thank you, my man.
Perfect. Take it easy.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Noche UFC predictions with my man Bad MMA Math. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. We'll try to do some more collab stuff soon. And I'm gonna get off, man. I'm gonna get off. I got some more things to do, man. It's Friday night. You know what I'm saying? Juice Man knows what I'm up to. No, I'm just playing. I'm really just gonna play NCAA football. But hey, man, I appreciate you guys tuning in, guys. The channel's been doing really well lately, making great connections with stuff like this. You guys are in here, you know, early stages of all of our channels. I really appreciate you guys. We got let me drop the new episode of What's Up Bro with Wyatt and Bo that just dropped today. I'll throw that in the chat for you guys. I got a new podcast episode for you guys to go watch right now. See, I'm hopping off, but I got things for you. All right, here, I'll spam you guys with that. Let me make sure my chat's going through to you guys. Thank you very much, guys. If you need something else to watch, click that link in the chat right there. Link to the latest episode of What's Up Bro with Wyatt and Bo, my weekly comedy non-MMA podcast. That's out right now. Go run it up. I'll see you. I'll check in with you guys tomorrow too. I'll hop on the streams. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching the pod. It's fun and very refreshing to do like some non-MMA stuff. It's very refreshing. We're trying to branch things out too. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm going to hop off. You guys are the best. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll hop on stream tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.